What's up, guys? There has been a ton of controversy in the reselling industry about Amazon limiting profits on Stanley Cups recently. We'll discuss it and give you some ideas on how to make up for this profit after this. What's up, guys? Simon Edwards at PumaCom here with Heat Seeker Sports, and you are watching my resale show. And on this show, I'm just introducing it, and I'm going to be joined by Robert Hangren today. He is the founder of Resale Radar. We're going to be discussing the situation with Stanley Cups on Amazon and how Amazon has been limiting the profits recently, forcing people to go sell on eBay. And eBay has been up and down with Stanley Cups recently. We'll dig into that in a second. But first, hit the like button. Looking for about 30 likes to get another one of these videos out in the near future. And make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting out a bunch of resale content here in the near future. It's a good way to make some supplemental income. It's a good way if you just recently lost your job, or you're in a situation where you're having a little bit of financial difficulties and you want to try to figure out a way to make some supplemental income. Reselling is a good way to do that. Like I said, I'm joined today by Robert Hangren. He founded Resale Radar, which is a Discord server, which gives you leads and all sorts of tips for reselling. And Robert, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining me today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. It is, and like you said, reselling is a heck of a way to make a supplemental income. Or if you're like me, it's a great way to make all of your income. So yeah, I'm definitely excited that you invited me on here, and definitely excited to talk about this reselling topic and Amazon and those sneaky guys and what they're doing with those Stanley Cups.
Yeah. And Robert and I met a few years back during another hyped product run when sports cards were really hot. You were able to go into Walmart and buy them for 20 bucks a box and sell them for, 60 to 100. So it was like going into a store and picking up $20 bills or $100 bills off the shelf. Really easy money. Stanley has been pretty close to that with the hype that we've seen recently. The most recent one that was hyped up was on Valentine's Cups that they released. They released them in the beginning of January, I believe. Yep, Robert's showing them right there. Those things you were able to buy in Target for about $50 after taxes or so, and flip them on Amazon for $100 to $130. And just recently, I think because of these cups and all the controversy that we saw with just bozos going into stores and grabbing tons of these boxes and jumping over counters tops and trying to run out of the store with them, just complete morons doing this kind of stuff, gives us resellers a bad name, bad reputation. But Amazon kind of took a step too far with limiting the amount that we can sell these cups for on their platform. So a lot of these guys that were getting all these Valentine's cups and loading up on these Valentine's cups, whether ordering online or whatever, and they were left with a ton of inventory to unload. And you can see on eBay now, they are selling them basically at retail or for a loss. Whereas just a few weeks ago, you were able to sell these cups on Amazon for about $130 or so. Robert,
sorry to butt in, but yeah, you're exactly right. And it's so frustrating. Every once in a while, when an item gets too hyped up, too much in the news, and then there's some drama associated with it, Amazon will limit how high you can sell that item. And like he said, Stanley had that hype, also had some of the negative news, also had a bunch of the memes out there making fun of people paying crazy prices for these. So Amazon steps in, limits how much you can sell it for, and then forces all the resellers to move to eBay, the next platform. And as simple math, increase supply, lower demand, downward pressure on the price. So luckily I sold the pink ones at incredible profit. But I did hold a couple red ones back, and just haven't been able to bring myself to sell these at a loss. So
Yeah, I've kind of been in the same situation. The pink ones moved really quick. I was able to get my order placed online the day that they came out. So I was able to get about 20, 30 of the pink ones and then 20 or 30 of the red ones. Same issue with Robert. I was holding on to the red ones thinking that the price would creep up a little bit more towards Valentine's Day. We were able to flip the pink ones for a quick profit and make some decent money there, but the red ones have been a little bit more difficult to move. Amazon just recently started letting people sell them at around $80, which is probably about $50 less than what we would have normally been able to get for them before Amazon started limiting what we could sell them for. So I've pretty much just unloaded mine at around the $80 price point, still making about $20 after all the fees and everything and shipping. So still not a bad profit, but a lot less than what we could have made. But Robert, like I mentioned, runs a Discord where he generates leads for people. And I'm going to give you guys a way to join that Discord for about 20% off your first month if you want to try it out. It's Resale Radar. And the promo code for that is SEEK, SEEK. We'll tell you how you can join that a little bit later on. I'm going to have a link in the description, but we're going to demo this Discord channel for you first and get Robert's thoughts on just reselling in general before we get into that. So, Robert, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into resale and how it ended up basically becoming your dominant form of income, basically.
Got it. So I got in way early in reselling back in 2000, 2001 with eBay. I was in high school and I was wanting to buy speakers for my car like a goofball, and didn't want to buy them brand new, and heard about this eBay thing. So started looking on there and started, once I found I can buy and sell things on it, I thought it was fascinating, and I would resell here and there, nothing too seriously. And fast forward a little bit to midway through college, and I was like looking on eBay and fascinated with how much PlayStation 2 video games or PlayStation 1 video games were going for. I was like, wow, this is kind of insane. These are become collector's items. And I found out that pawn shops were chock full of them. And I was literally just going pawn shop to pawn shop and buying all the profitable PlayStation 1 games. I'd already have a list of what was good and what wasn't good, just to make some extra income. Fantastic way to do it. Little do I know, that was my first taste of what we call retail arbitrage. Quit doing that for a little bit in college, went to work, got a job. My buddy had started a marketing business, and I'd watched a video on commercial, I guess about 6-7 years ago, on YouTube. And it was talking about how somebody was selling these glass straws and why they were better than plastic straws on Amazon. And my mind was blown. I was like, wait, Amazon isn't selling all these products. Like, I can sell on this platform that everybody watches. So within less than 3 weeks of seeing that commercial, I had products that I found at a store that was closing down in Austin, Texas, and started buying a bunch of stuff and using their app to scan to see how profitable it was, and started selling on Amazon. I was like, wow, this is amazing. A year later, my company was getting bought out, and I was been working for my friend for like previous 3, 4, maybe 5 years, and did not want to work for corporate America. So I was like, all right, this is a great time. Went ahead and downsized my life because I didn't know how much money I was going to make or how hard it was going to be to go full time, and started selling on Amazon full time. And at this point, that's been 5-6 years ish of Amazon being my sole income, and primarily do retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. That means we go into stores, find items that are on sale, or if they're hyped items like Stanley Cups, we buy them full price and We have all the data available to us, so we then list these items on Amazon and to resell them. And online arbitrage, same concept, except you probably guessed it, online. We find great deals that are online, like Cyber Monday's a giant today, as you can imagine. And we buy all kinds of things and just list them back on Amazon to sell.
Yeah, and that's a great strategy that Robert uses. I do a lot of my arbitrage online as well. I'm a member of a couple different discords. Resale Radar is one that I like for local leads. And what you're able to do using Resale Radar is find out leads for local Walmart's sales that are going on and stuff like that, Kohl's, Target, like whatever the retail giant is. And a lot of times they'll run these crazy sales that they don't announce, or that they'll have hidden clearance or something like that. And Resale Radar is a good site, Discord server, to kind of sniff those sales out and lead you to the profits. And they do a cool thing where you can do a Wally lookup. It's a bot that Robert and his team created, where you can look up specific items and find out, like within the proximity, 20-30 mile proximity, which stores have them in stock, so and what the prices are going for. So you can compare local Walmarts and find out where you can get the stock for cheapest and which stores have the biggest stock in store. But Robert, do you want to demo a little bit like this Wally lookup?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to demo it, and I'll go ahead and share my screen here. And we didn't specifically create this software. It was a gentleman my brother knows had created this, and they did some upgrades and some changes that we thought would be perfect for us to use for this purpose. Right here, you're going to see I'm on the Walmart tab, and as you can see, we have a ton of Walmart leads posted. This is one we posted this morning. 2K1. I know you're probably thinking this game is overproduced, and you're right on some platforms. However, on the Switch, people are still paying $49 for this. And if your Walmart still has this product, it's $19.99. So with our Walmart lookup, we're able to give you the exact price of the items at every store within a 50-mile range, as long as you have the UPC and as long as you have the zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and run a search here. And we'll go ahead to the Walmart stock checker /W. That brings up the Wally lookup. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that there. And I am in Nashville now, so we're going to go ahead and type in my local zip code.
This is where it processes all the different stores and leads where you can find this product.
Exactly. And as you can see right here, it's going to say check your DMs. This is because you may not want everybody to know what you're searching. So we set it up where we don't even have access to this. So this lead is going to post up in your DMs. So I'm going to go ahead and go there now. Here's the message. And it looks like I have one store with one unit. Now, this is one of those more rare items, so it's not surprising that they don't have more of these, but there is an example of how this works. And we're posting leads pretty regularly, as you can see through here. All these items are things that we have found or we've seen on other social medias or through our research. We found these. So this is all from February still. It is not uncommon for someone to go in, find a lead that they can buy boatloads of, and pay for our service for an entire year with the profit they make. So we've got some images still loading here, but these are we have success photos of what people are buying. Internet's a little bit slow, so you can go to that on your own time, or we'll end up popping it back up. But yeah, this is an example of this is just a conversation section where people are talking about leads, things they're finding, and different situations. And I guess we do got some images. So here are some. They were finding these for, as you can see, he sold 3 of 3 at $600 profit. So if he's selling these at $341, he was getting them incredibly cheap. Gentleman found a bunch of vacuums.
The vacuums, just to touch on that for a minute, like I did see several mentions about vacuums recently, and there's been some Walmarts that have been doing remodeling lately. And so they've been doing hidden clearance on a lot of their vacuum cleaners. And I found this out through Resale Radar because somebody had posted about a heads up on it. So a lot of these Walmarts that are doing these remodels are selling these vacuum cleaners for these ridiculous like discounts, Robert. Like, wasn't it like $20 for a $200 vacuum or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. The discounts on vacuums is far and wide. We haven't even got to post all of them. So definitely encourage you to use that Walmart app, put it into the local store mode you're in, and scan and check the price of these vacuums. And it's a situation where, yeah, Amazon's a great place to sell some of these vacuums. However, if you're getting a vacuum for $20, it retails for $200. Facebook Marketplace, you're going to make $100 profit a pop, easy, and it's going to sell this weekend. So people are always looking to save money on things they buy every day. And when they see a brand new posted vacuum on local, you can get rid of that thing locally. So yeah, it's they're doing a reset. It seems like on the vacuums, we're seeing lots of electronics go on clearance, lots of hidden clearance. Seems like they might be doing away with their physical video games. So we're starting to see tons of video games on clearance. And it's a really weird and great time to be in the reselling game because there's so much hidden clearance out there, a lot of remodels happening. So we're just in there checking prices, using our apps and tools to see if there's profit and turning it to Amazon.
Yeah, and one of the things, like you mentioned, Facebook Marketplace, there's really a strategy on where you sell a lot of this stuff, right? Because if you have a large item like a vacuum cleaner, I was recently selling PlayStation portals on Facebook Marketplace. When you get like certain items where either the margin is not going to be good enough if you sell it on eBay or Amazon or something like that, with Facebook Marketplace, you don't have to worry about paying a commission when you're selling locally. You only have to worry about paying a commission if you end up, shipping the item somewhere or whatever. But with a lot of these larger items, where the margins are going to be kind of small, and you don't want to deal with shipping and paying for shipping on these large items, because a lot of the items that you sell on Amazon, you got to do free shipping for. Selling locally makes a lot of sense, and it will be huge for your margins and your profits if you're able to sell one of these vacuums like Robert's talking about. You buy it for 20, you flip it for 120 local. It's still about $100 off of what the retail might be, or like a decent amount off of what the retail might be. But when you think of the profits, and you think of what you would be paying commissions on like a Facebook or an Amazon, which are going to charge you about 15% for commissions on top of like just a general fee and shipping on top of that, because everybody expects free shipping these days. So when you're selling locally, these large items, you can make a decent profit and make up for those Stanley losses that we're getting on Amazon, right, Robert?
Yeah, you're right about that. And the surprising thing is K. Marty McFly, when he joined our server, he wasn't even selling on Amazon. He was exclusively selling on Facebook Marketplace, and he wanted to use our tool to find all these cheap items and move on Facebook Marketplace. And when he found out that every single one of us had an Amazon account, he was like, all right, I need to jump in and swim here where the water's warm. And he's been doing a fantastic job. And it's fun watching someone go from no Amazon account to just like kicking ass. Now, that being said, he was already in the resale game. He was selling local on Facebook. So all he did was essentially just add another place to sell, and that was Amazon.
Yeah. And just a reminder to get a piece of this resale radar. I have a link in the description. You just click on that. You use the promo code SEEK, SEEK, like heat seekers, and they are going to get you 20% off your first month. So definitely check that out. Like I said, since I've joined Resale Radar, I've made a decent profit. There was these going back to Stanley, like during, I think it was like the first of the year, Robert, or somewhere around there, they had these holiday cups at Starbucks. And yeah, I mean, these cups were selling for $45 at the retail price. And then you were able to flip it for something like $150. So I found that out through Resale Radar. I was able to go the next morning to all my Starbucks, buy a ton of these holiday cups, and I was able to flip them on eBay. So it wasn't Amazon. I didn't have to worry about Amazon. I was able to flip them on eBay for about $100 profit or so, and paid for my whole year just off that one lead. So it was really good stuff with Resale Radar. And they have leads like this all the time with, whether it's hyped items like Stanley's, or, maybe not so hyped items like hidden clearance that we find these vacuum cleaners and stuff like that. But they got all sorts of leads, and it's a great source to find stuff locally.
Yeah, you're right about that. And Simon, I got to give you some massive props for going 20 deep on each color on those Stanleys. I just heard that for my first time today, and I was like, God, I bought 4 cups. I was like, I don't know how well these are going to do. They sold out instantly. The next day, there's so much drama, and I was like, I should have known this. I should have went heavy. I could have returned them. Worst case scenario. And to come find out, you just went insane with. That's so awesome, man. That was a lot of money, man.
Dude, well, like when those things showed up on my porch, man, like I will have days where like I order stuff online and my entire porch is just packed. You can't even get to the door because there's so many freaking boxes for the stuff that I order. And like a lot of the stuff, like Robert said, a lot of it is hype stuff. I order a lot of video game stuff, just general stuff that is collectible items or whatnot that I can buy online and flip. And that's another good thing about Resale Radar is that they will alert you on some of this stuff too, that you can only buy online, and you'll be able to sell that on Amazon and eBay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would have. It was random about the Starbucks cups from Stanley when they dropped, because I just happened to wake up middle of the night and need a glass of water. And I have my phone to set up for certain pings. Like, you don't want, when you're on a Discord server, you don't want your phone pinging every lead, because there's a lot of different sections to our Discord, and your phone will be going off all day, which makes any Discord just completely useless. Mm-hmm. But I have like major leads set up in certain deals, and I heard my phone ping, and I was like, what is that? And then I looked up Sleepy Eyed, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a big deal, because Starbucks or Target usually drops their best stuff around 2 a.m., which majority of the community knows. And I just had forgotten that this was coming up live. And I was like, whoa, I need to buy this right away. So bought it, didn't think about it. Got my 4 units to wake up to everything being sold out and me having a little bit of FOMO. So
yeah. It was one of those weird things, because like with a lot of these items that Target drops, if they drop something during the day, everybody's on top of it, and everybody's just like, you might get away with a few units of buying something. But if you're aware of Target is about to drop this item at 2 a.m. and you stay up for it and you get that ping, you go into Target, you can make order after order after order. If they're limiting it to something like, I think these Stanley cups, for instance, were limited to, like quantities of 10. I think it was eventually quantities of 4, but it started off as quantities of 10.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't go that deep. That's why.
Yeah. When they first dropped, like the second they dropped, you were able to buy quantities of 10. So that's how I was able to get these massive quantities of these cups. And after, probably about 5 minutes, I think Target's realized, oh my God, we got too many people buying quantities of 10. So they lowered it to quantities of, like 4 or 5 or whatever it ended up being. But I mean, in addition to, buying it so that they shipped it to you, you could also purchase it so that you could pick it up in store that next morning as well. So I was
which
able
is,
to.
yeah, which is what I did. I was scared they were going to sell out. So I was like, set mine for pickup, picked picked them first thing in the morning and didn't even do any shipping ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you are able to buy it locally and get it in hand, that's a huge advantage when you're selling on eBay. If you're able to post a picture of something and say in hand, then like people will pay extra for it because they don't want to wait for confirmed orders or whatever pre-sale orders. They'd prefer to have it in hand. You can get a premium when you have it in hand.
Yep, you're spot on about that. And also I'll drop a little hint of this is like really deep resale knowledge right here that majority of people have no clue about. Probably shouldn't be blurting it out on YouTube because I said I wouldn't do that, but I'm going to do that here anyways. But and you're going to naturally realize this, Simon, this is a killer move. But anytime I'm walking into a resale store, every once in a while, if I'm not sure what I'm chasing, I will type in on eBay, Target in hand or Walmart in hand and look at what's for sale and what's sold. And that's a great way of discovering hyped items that you may or may not be aware about. Because if they're typing in hand, that means it is important, it's relevant, and people are looking for this to be in hand. And it's a great tip. Like I'll do that at Walgreens even and find exclusive Transformers that they're selling there that had no idea about. So typing store, then in hand, and filtering to sold on eBay, great way to discover hype items. And then, of course, we're going to go see if the price is hyped up on eBay, it's going to be even more on Amazon. So able to turn great profit off that search terms.
Yeah, absolutely. Always great tips from Robert. And you get a lot of these in the Discord channel, like I'm talking about, Discord server, I guess you should say. And you join that Discord server by clicking on the link in the description. Use the promo code SEEK, SEEK, and they will match you. They will give you a 20% discount on your first month. I'm used to doing my other affiliate code for Underdog. But yeah, so a lot of people watching this, you might have found this from my other content where I do a lot of, covering DFS content, DFS lineups and sports betting content and best ball and stuff like that. But a good way to make that supplemental income so that you have, just that extra money to spend on, DraftKings or Underdog or wherever you happen to be spending your money. This is a good way to build your bankroll by buying and flipping hot items or clearance items or whatever. And all these leads, like I said, you can find them in Robert's Discord. Make sure to hit that like button as I talked about at the top. If you give me 30 likes, that'll encourage us to do more of these shows. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more of resale content and best ball content throughout the summer. So make sure to subscribe to the YouTube page and get access to this content. Robert, do you have any closing thoughts or anything that you'd like to add for the audience at the end here?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Discord is great for new sellers, even better for experienced sellers. And if you have any questions and need to track me down, my name's on the screen, Robert Hangren. I am one of 2 Robert Hangrens in the country. The other one's my dad. So pretty easy to find me on any social media. So feel free to hit us up if you have any questions. And Simon, thank you so much for inviting me on this show. And if we have the opportunity to do so again, I'll gladly join you, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta do one of these shows where we actually go to Walmart after using the Discord to find something, and we'll go to Walmart together and we'll record it and bumble our way through, like a in-store recording.
That'll be awesome, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. So make sure to check that out and stay tuned for that episode and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get the alert for it. and we will see you guys next time.